find the app. Okay, apps are available, but you have to search for them, and then you have to practice them, you have to try them. Okay.
Okay, sir, I will try.
Yeah, apps are there. See, some apps are there for learning Java, some apps are there for practicing Java. Okay, so you want to practice Java, no? So there are some
Yes,
apps
sir.
like you can search for editors in Android for writing Java programs. You can find them, and still if you are not able to find, then I can tell some app. But earlier I tried with some app and I was able to write some program and I was able to execute and get the result.
Okay, sir.
Okay, search it, and not only for Sai Gita, it is also for everybody who
Sir,
want.
what is an app name? That app name.
That's what I'm telling you. Go to your Google Play Store. Go to Google Play Store and search for apps. Search for apps for writing Java programs. You can find so many apps. You can find so many apps. Install that app and try whether it is working or not. If it is working, use it. If it is not working, search for another app. Okay, there are so many apps available.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, for trying all these things, do you want any money? It is not necessary to pay anything, no? Everything is available. What is required is you should have only some interest to practice that. Okay, so take some time and start downloading some apps and try to do it. There are so many ways to practice. So today is C6, no?
Yes, sir.
So what did you learn in the previous class? Can anyone tell?
Ethics. Feasibility study.
Yeah, we discussed about feasibility study.
Yes, sir.
So notepad. Ethics is over. Software development ethics is over. Now we are discussing
Yes,
about
sir.
requirement engineering process. Requirement engineering process. That means what is requirement engineering process? It is a process that tells about how to gather your requirements, how to organize your requirements, how to analyze your requirements, and how to prepare your SRS. That is nothing but requirement engineering process. Okay. So what is requirement engineering process? Requirement engineering process is a process that tells what? The various ways to gather requirements. Gather requirements. Second one is organize requirements. And then organize, see, classify, organize and analyze requirements, and then finally prepare the SRS. What is the abbreviation of SRS? Can anyone tell?
Software requirement specification.
Yeah, SRS means software requirements specification. That means after getting all the requirements, after classifying them and organizing them and analyzing them, you have to prepare a document. The document is used for the designing part. The document is used in the designing part while preparing your design and writing some code. Okay. And SRS is also, what is the purpose of SRS? SRS is also an agreement between whom? Between the software development team and whom? and the customer. Software SRS is an agreement. It is an agreement telling that we have to develop these things. It is an agreement between the software development team and the customer. SRS is an agreement. Understood? So,
Yes, sir.
and SRS is also an SRS is an input for what? Design and development phase. Development, comma, design, comma, development, comma, testing phases in software development. And I think you understood what is the purpose of SRS. Why do you use SRS? SRS is a document which is prepared by the architects, and the SRS becomes as an agreement between the software development team and the customer. And then SRS will also become as input for the designing part, development part, and testing part of your software development. So I think you understood about what is the purpose of SRS. So what are the sub-processes available? Sub-processes of requirement engineering process. What are sub-processes? Can anyone tell?
Feasibility study,
First one is feasibility study. Then what is second one?
requirement engineering, elicitation and analysis.
Yeah, requirement engineering, elicitation, and analysis. No, analyzation.
Yes, sir.
Analysis. Third one is
Requirement validation.
requirement validation. Fourth one is
Requirement management and planning.
so requirement planning. That means manage all your requirements and finally prepare an SRS.
Yes, sir.
Requirement management and planning. Okay, these are the four sub processes. There are four sub processes in requirement engineering process. What is the first one? First one is feasibility study. Second one is requirement engineering, elicitation and analysis. And then third one is requirement validation. Fourth one is requirement management and planning. What is feasibility study? What is feasibility study?
That
Yeah. What is the meaning of feasibility study? What is the meaning of feasible?
possible or not?
Yeah, that means feasible is nothing but checking whether it is possible to do it or not. Feasibility study. Feasibility study is nothing but checking whether the development of system is possible or not. Okay, feasibility study is nothing but doing some analysis. It is nothing but doing some analysis to check whether the development of system is possible to do it or not. Doing some analysis, doing some study or analysis to check whether development of the system is possible or not. See, the feasibility study will have only one output. Whether yes or no. If yes means, what is the meaning of yes?
That means it is possible to
That means it is possible to start development. Yes means development can be done. That means confirming the customer that I will do the development. Development can be done for the system. Okay. If no means, that means it is not,
Development cannot be done.
development cannot be done. That means there are some restrictions. With those restrictions, it is not possible to do the development of the system. That means either the software development team is not interested to develop the system, or the customer gave some requirements which are not possible to do it. Okay. No means development of system cannot be done due to some restrictions. Okay. So how many types of feasibility are there?
5 types.
There are 5 types of feasibility study. So what are they? First one is what is the first feasibility study? Huh?
Technical
Technical feasibility.
feasibility.
Technical feasibility. I think you know that there are two words: technical jobs and non-technical jobs. Can anyone tell what is the meaning of technical jobs and non-technical jobs? Can anyone tell what is the meaning of technical job and what is non-technical job? Say, I'm not talking anything about software engineering. I'm talking about the general knowledge only. What is a technical job and what is a non-technical job?
Technical jobs are dealing with digital means like software,
Yeah,
software developer,
software development jobs.
hardware development, project management.
Yeah,
But
they all come into some technical jobs.
jobs is like
For example,
maintaining a
yeah. For example, in the if you take the college itself, can you, for example, office administration. That means office administration. See, if you take this college, in our college, the administration people are there, no, like Sulochana, all these people. Will those jobs come into technical or non-technical? They come into non-technical, no. That means,
technical.
yeah. Why? Because it doesn't require any good knowledge to start to do those jobs. Okay. But whereas technical jobs means the jobs which require some knowledge about some subjects, that is called as technical job. Okay. The same way here in this is what is the meaning of technical feasibility? Checking whether the software development team has technical knowledge to develop the system. Okay. Can you keep it in mute? So technical feasibility is nothing but checking whether software development team has some technical knowledge to develop the system. For example, the customer came and asked us to develop a project by using Python language. Understood? Customer came to a software development company and asked the software development company to develop the project by using a language called as Python. For example, if the software development company doesn't have any Python programmers, can it develop the system? Understanding? My question is that customer is having some requirement and he came to software development company and asked them to develop the project by using the language called as Python language. but the software development company doesn't have the programmers who can write programs by using Python language. So is it technically feasible to to do the project?
No.
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 No, it is not technically feasible. Why? Because the software development team doesn't have the technical knowledge. Software development team doesn't have the technical knowledge to develop the requirement. Am I correct? So it is not technically feasible
Yes, sir.
to develop the system. So
Yes, sir.
that is nothing but called as technical feasibility. Okay. So technical feasibility means checking whether the software development team has technical knowledge or technical capability to develop the system as per the customer requirements. Okay. Checking the technical feasibility, technical capability to satisfy the customer or client requirements. So this will have two outputs, either yes or no. Am I correct? This will have two outputs, either yes or no. That means if there is technical knowledge, they will tell that technical feasibility is successful. Understood? So that means technically feasible to start developing the project, development work. Work of the project. Understood? No means what is the meaning of no? That means it is not technically feasible. Not technically feasible. So if it is no means what they can do, will stop there itself. So this is about technical feasibility. I think you understood about what is technical feasibility.
Yes, sir.
What is second type of feasibility?
Economic feasibility.
Economic. What is the meaning of economic? That means talking about revenue. Okay. Economic feasibility means talking about the amount that is to be given for developing system. Economic feasibility means checking whether the software development company, not team or anything, you can use any word, development, sorry, team would get some profits, would get profit or loss for developing the system. Okay, that is called as profit or loss in terms of what? In terms of revenue. Profit or loss in terms of revenue. Am I correct? So the economic feasibility means checking whether the software development team would get profit or loss in terms of revenue for developing the system. That means whether they will get any profit or loss. That means customer is giving some amount. Within that amount, they can develop it or not. How much money we are investing and how much profit you are getting. That is checked in economic feasibility. Just like as this one also, we are also having two outputs. What are they? Either yes or
No.
no. Yes means what? They are getting some profit. No means they are not getting any profit. They are getting loss, so they won't develop it. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So that is called as economic feasibility. So yes means economically feasible. No means not economically. not economically feasible. Then what is third type of feasibility? Girls, are you all writing all these things in your notes?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
What about other people? Are you writing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many people are joined today? 18. And day by day strength is reducing. So what is third type of feasibility?
Legal feasibility.
I think you understood what is the meaning of legal. What is the meaning of legal?
doing the legal projects.
That means legal. That means whether, see, if you develop the system,
Legal or illegal.
that means checking whether it is legally possible to do it. That means if you develop a system, then whether it is legally possible to do it or not, whether they will get any legal issues or not, that is to be checked in legal feasibility. So what is the legal feasibility means? Checking the legal issues related to the software development of the system. So if there are any legal issues, will they proceed further? They won't proceed further, no? If there are no legal issues, then only they will proceed further. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So just like as this one, you will have two outputs. What are they? Either yes or no. That means yes means legally feasible. No means not legally feasible. Okay, that is third type of feasibility study. And what is fourth one?
Schedule feasibility.
What is schedule? Schedule means whether they will be able to
Timetable.
that whether they will be able to complete within the given time or not. That is called as schedule feasibility. That means checking whether the system, if developed, can be completed and handed to the client within the given time or not. That is called as schedule feasibility. That means the client has given a time for nearly 1 year or 2 years to complete. Whether it is possible to complete within 1 year or 2 years for those requirements. That is checked in what? That is checked in schedule feasibility. Did you all understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
just like as this one, we will also have two outputs. What are they? Either yes or no. Yes means it is possible to complete within a given time or not. See, client gave some requirements. With those requirements, we are checking whether it is possible to complete within the given time or not. If it is possible, we will proceed further. If it is not possible, system development will stop there itself. Okay? So yes means schedule feasible. Schedule. S means what? Can complete the development work, the project. Not about development work. The project within given schedule. Okay, no means what? The same thing, but sorry, okay, no means same thing. So no means cannot, no, cannot complete. That is schedule feasibility. And what is fourth one? What is the last one?
Operational feasibility.
So what is the meaning of operational feasibility? Can anyone tell? I think I told you in the previous class. What is the meaning of operational feasibility? See, system was developed. Software development team has developed a system by taking time nearly some 1 year or 2 years. System was developed, and it is given to the customer. Customer employees don't have knowledge about how to use it. Then will it be useful? It is not useful. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
System was developed. Software development team, I think. See, we are teaching you for nearly 1 year. After 1 year, you are not writing your exam. Will it be useful for us?
No.
No.
It is not useful, no? That means we are spending nearly 1 year for teaching the subject, and after 1 year, the students are not writing the examination. That means whatever the time spent here, this entire 1 year is useless. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
In the same way, customer gave some requirements. Customer, after giving the requirements, software development team did lot of work and developed a system, and they have given to the customer. No, customer is not using it. Customer has no knowledge about how to use it. Customer employees don't have any knowledge about how to use it. So then what happens? Will it be useful for the employees? It is not useful. Software development.
No.
And I want to ask you one question. For example, if you go to a bank, no? In the bank, you can see so many employees working there by using computer. So will they have will those people have any development knowledge?
No.
They won't have any development knowledge. No, they are not technical people. They are only non-technical people. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
They have knowledge only about
How to use it?
how to use it, and how they only have knowledge only about how to the banking terms. That means how to open a new account, how to close a new account, how to close how to open new FD, RD, all these things. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
They are only the operators to use the system, but system was developed by technical people. So if the bank employees are not having knowledge about how to use it, the system is useless. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
In the same way, that is nothing but checking in operational feasibility. So operational feasibility means whether it is operated after the development is done. That is called as operational feasibility. Checking the customer usage after the usage level after the system was ready and to be given to them for using it. Okay, so here also there are two outputs. What are they? Either yes or no. Yes means client staff are feasible to use the system. No means, what is the meaning of this one? Client staff have no technical knowledge to use the system. So this is about operational feasibility. I think you all understood about what is operational feasibility. So if all these feasibility studies are yes, then only, so to make a system to be feasible, all the internal feasibilities should be yes. Okay, understood? If anything is no, that means feasibility study is unsuccessful. Understood?
Yes,
Everybody.
sir.
So this is about the feasibility study. I think you all understood about what is feasibility study. Okay? So what is the next sub process?
Requirement engineering, elicitation and analysis.
Yeah.
Analyzing.
See, second sub process is requirement engineering, elicitation, and analysis. What is the meaning of elicitation? I too don't know. Let us see here. Okay. What is the meaning of elicitation? Can any do it? Does anyone know? So what is the meaning of elicitation?
No, sir.
Elicitation. Elicitation meaning. Can anyone read this one? What is written here? Can anyone read?
Requirements engineering.
Uh,
Requirements elicitation is the practice of researching and discovering the requirements of a system from users, customers, and other stakeholders.
stakeholders. I think you understood. No, what is the meaning of elicitation means? Elicitation means researching. The meaning of elicitation means researching or discovering. Okay. Elicitation means research or discover. Okay. So what is done here? That means feasibility study is yes. The feasibility study is yes. Then what you have to do next? You have to talk with the customer and get your requirements. Get all the requirements. Okay. So what is the process here? The process involved here is to what? First gather the requirements. Then organize the requirements, and then analyze the requirements. Okay. So this process includes these three steps. What are they? Gather all your requirements. Okay. And then organize your requirements, and then analyze the requirements. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So first one is gathering the requirements. So what is the meaning of gathering the requirements?
Collecting all the requirements.
Finding all the requirements from where? From the customer. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So there are various techniques. There are various techniques to gather the requirements. they are called as which are called as requirement discovery techniques. ఇదిగో. They are called as requirement discovery techniques. Okay, that means discovering the requirements. Customer will give will give some requirements, but will customer give all the requirements? Girls, customer,
Often
see,
will
you went to a shop asking for some you want a cloth shop, some saree shop, and you give some requirements to the salesperson. Will you give all the requirements?
no, sir.
You will give only some requirements, but salesperson will ask so many questions. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And then that means what he is doing there, he is doing some discovery for getting the requirements. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That is called as requirement discovery techniques. So see, you have to understand, customer cannot give all the requirements as a single shot. Customer cannot give all the requirements because customer is also a person, he doesn't know how to give the requirements. But now what is to be done? Software development team should use some techniques to talk with customer and gather all the requirements requirements. Understanding? Generally customer will give only outer requirements only, but customer will not give the inner requirements. How do you get the inner requirements? By using some requirement discovery techniques. Understood? Everybody
Yes,
understood?
sir.
See, when customer talks with the software development team, he will give only outline, but inner requirements will be gathered by the software development team. How do they gather? By using some requirement discovery techniques. Okay, so what are the requirement discovery techniques? Let us see. Software requirement discovery techniques. Girls, are you all understanding these things?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me show you requirement discovery techniques. I think but I'll write here. Okay, I think here I don't find anything in some internet. First one is interviews. Second one is scenario generation. Third one is use cases. Fourth one is studying documents or manuals. These are the four things. Let me check. Viewpoints. Fifth one is viewpoints. Okay, are you write down all these five. First one is conducting some interviews. Second one is have a scenario and generate a scenario. Third one is writing some use cases. Fourth one is studying. What is spelling of studying? STUDY, yeah? DI. Yeah, studying documents or manuals. And fifth one is having some viewpoints. These are the 5 ways of gathering the requirements. Okay, I will check whether there are any other views also, any other ways. Viewpoint in software engineering. Requirement discovery methods. Requirement discovery methods. Wait, I am trying to find other things. Fifth one is this one. Sixth one is questionnaire. Questionnaires is one thing. I think I have written the notes. I think I can see in the notes. So this is the notes which I have given you earlier. Anyone saw the notes till now? The PDF file. Did anyone see the PDF file? Girls, I am asking you only. I have sent you a PDF file yesterday in the previous classes. Have anyone gone through the PDF file, or you felt it is not necessary?
No, sir, you are giving the notes, so that's why we have not opened it.
Okay. See, in the PDF file I have written these things. Yeah. Requirement discovery. We have written 4. What are they? Viewpoints, holding interviews, use cases and scenarios. Okay. So first one is I have written 6 here. What are they? First one is interviews. Second one is scenario generation. Third one is use cases, studying documents or manuals. Fifth one is viewpoints. Sixth one is questionnaires. Okay. Can anyone tell what is the meaning of this one? Studying documents or manuals. Can anyone tell what is the meaning of this one? What is being done here?
We'll see the documents or manuals which are prepared by the.
Yeah, already that means already system is running, but it is running through manual work. Am I correct? They are writing everything on
Yes, sir.
in the books. They are writing everything, all the work to be done in books. So the software development team will go to the customer place, and then they will see all the documents and the manuals which are already there, which are already performing there, and then they'll get some requirements. Am I correct? That is one way of getting the requirements.
Yes, sir.
One way of getting the requirements is nothing but going to the customer place and then see the documents, see the manuals, see the reports and all these things, and get some requirements for the system to be developed. Okay, that is called as studying documents or manuals. That is one way of getting the requirements. First, one way is having some interviews with the customer development, the customer. That is one way of getting the requirements. The other way is going to the customer place and then talking with and seeing the documents and manuals to get more requirements. Okay, so what is done here? Going to the customer place, customer workplace, and see the documents, see the existing. I cannot. I think I have to use the word refer the existing documents, reports. Any other word? Can anyone tell? Documents, reports, manuals. Huh? Will there be any other things? Manuals, reports, documents. If you go to any place, what can you search for? You can search for reports, manuals, all these things to get further requirements, to understand current requirements and get further requirements. Okay, that is called as studying documents or manuals. Who will do it? Who will do all these things? Who will study? Some of you
Developers.
developer will do. See, I think you know it. In software development team will have so many people.
Yes, sir.
They will be having architects. They will be having management team managers. They will be having developers, testers. See, getting all the requirements, whose duty is it?
Managers.
It is the duty of architects and managers. Okay, that is the duty of those people. Then solving those requirements, whose duty it is? The developers. Understanding? Getting the requirements is the duty of the architects or managers. After getting all the requirements, they are given to the developers. Developers will prepare the system. They will write the code. Then testing, who will do it? Testers will do it. Okay, so studying, who will do? Studying all the
Architect.
architect will do. Architect or business architect will do it. Okay, so this will be done by the architects, present in the software development company. Okay, that is about this one. I hope that you understood. This is about second one. What is the interview? Can anyone tell what is the meaning of interview? So interviews can be of two types: group interview other one is individual interview. Group interview is also called as group discussion. correct? Interviews can be of two types. What are they? Group discussion and what is second one?
Individual interview.
So what is the purpose of interview? Why do we do interview? To know what the customer knows about the system. So that is one way of getting the requirements. So one way is talking with the customer and get the requirements. Other way is studying the documents or manuals. So we discussed about these two: interviews and studying documents or manuals. So in the next class we shall discuss about what is scenario generation, what is use case, what is viewpoint, and what is questionnaire.
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you all understand about these two?
Yes, sir.
So these are the different
Yes, sir.
these are all the different techniques of gathering your requirements. So if you get a question in your exam asking about explain about different requirement discovery techniques, you write about all these things.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is an interview, what is scenario generation, what is use case, what is studying or referring to the documents or manuals, and next one is what is viewpoint and what is questionnaire. Okay, so I think we can stop now, and we shall discuss the remaining in the next class. Okay,
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 sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
okay then,
Thank
see
you,
you.
sir.
Okay then,
Thank you, sir.
bye.